Hi, I'm Andrea, thanks for joining me. I'm going to make this little simple easel card today, and I'm using the Garden Lane DSP stack from Stampin Up, everything's Stampin Up anyway. I'm using mint macaron and Calypso coral inks, and I'm using the Tea Together stamp set and Tea Time framelits for this one. And not a lot else. I've used an aqua brush, I've used a bit of the Magnolia Lane trim here, the ribbon, sort of like a flax ribbon, and I'm going to be using Wink Stella, and also I'm going to be using something which is very much retired, and that's these glitter dots. And the reason I'm using those is because this is an entry for the Joyous Sets Tic Tac challenge, and if you didn't know what that is, then I'll include a link below to the blog post and to my blog post explaining what the challenge is. Basically, you have to choose from 9 elements, card making elements, and use 3 elements in your project. And the 3 elements that my project uses are a beverage, ribbon or twine, and glitter. So it was quite a tough one, this one, I thought. So my ribbon or twine is this one, and my glitter is going to come from a Wink Stella, which technically is very fine glitter, and for my little glitter dot that I'm going to use. And my beverage is tea. It's very much a tea themed card. Okay, so I'll give you some dimensions as I go along putting it together. So my card base then is 4 inches by 9 3/4 inches, and it's scored at 3 3/4, 5 1/4, and 6 3/4 on the long side. And then it's burnished so that it's like that. So in fact, I haven't burnished mine. All I've done is just folded it. I'll just get my bone folder. Do you know, you always forget the most obvious piece. So your first score line then, if we're working from this side at the 3/4, wants to be a mountain fold. And then your second score line wants to be a valley fold. And then your third score line wants to be a valley fold coming back this way. Okay. And then what will happen is your card will, this part is going to glue to this part, and it's going to stand like that. Okay. So before we do any gluing of anything, in fact, I will glue that first. So I'm just going to glue onto the back here. And that's just this little section behind your biggest chunk. And then just fold your biggest chunk down and press it into that. Okay? And that's going to give you your easel fold that will stay where you put it. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece, I'll do this top piece first. I've got 2 pieces of Calypso coral cardstock here, in fact I've got 3 pieces. And the first piece measures 3 7/8 by 3 5/8, and that's going to go onto there. And the other piece, which is going to go onto here, measures 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so we'll stick those pieces down. I'll give you the measurements for that one in a minute. So I'm using a liquid adhesive here. I'm just going to stick that on the second largest section of the card, and this one is going to go on to the largest section of the card. Just leave a really small white edge around it. Okay, and now we've got 2 pieces of the Garden Lane DSP. One measures 3.5 by 3 5/8, and the other measures 3 5/8 by 2 3/4. Now this first one, the biggest one, can go straight on to its base. So that's going to go straight onto there. And we're going to leave a little bit of the Calypso coral showing around the edge. And now for this one, what I'm going to do before I put it on is I'm going to add the ribbon, and I'm going to add a little strip of Calypso coral to back the ribbon off. So that measures 3/4 inch by 3 7/8. So that's just going to get stuck onto there. Okay, and then the ribbon I just want to go round there. So I'm just going to get a little tape pen. And I have actually, today, I found my Stampin' Up snail refills. So I'll be able to start using them again. I didn't have a clue where I'd put them. So I'm just going to pop my piece of ribbon on there. Oops. Doesn't matter if it's not central, doesn't have to be central. And I'm just going to put some tape on the other side, just to hold my ribbon down. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is when that goes onto there, this is going to go across so it's the same width as the background to that, okay? So I want to put this, if you sort of work out where your stopper's going to go, I want to put it about about a centimetre, so the bottom of this is about a centimetre away from the bottom of this, okay? And I'm going to use liquid glue now. I can put plenty on that ribbon to make it stick down. And like I say, I'm going to pop this on so it's about a centimetre away from the bottom. If you have got grid paper, you can use your grid paper. It doesn't have to be precise. Just make sure you've got the same overhang on each side, because that's obviously going to match up with this piece. And just make sure you get it straight, because unlike me. And then I'm just going to pop glue all over the back of this. Get some onto your little pieces that are sticking out the sides. And then I'm going to fix that onto that smaller panel. Just leave a little bit of the Calypso coral showing through. Okay. And we're starting to take shape now. Now the actual card itself, I used the dies and the stamps to create a little teapot. I used an aqua blender just to bring some colour in from the edges, and this is where I'm going to add my wing Stella and my little glitter dot. So if you look, these are retired in colours. This is Dapper Denim, I think. I don't know what colour this is. Is this? I think this might have been Berry Burst. But if you go for these paler greens, then it's more like a mint macaron colour. It kind of matches up. So I've got a little glitter dot there in the middle. And then I've got my wing Stella. Which is a very fine shimmer. So I'm going to pop that in the cup and on the handle. and I'm going to pop it around the edge of my saucer, the bottom of my cup. I'm just going to pop it around the edges of the petals of my flower. You probably can't see on camera, but that just gives a really lovely, subtle, glittery effect. I don't know, maybe you can see it. Don't know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use dimensional. And if you haven't got these glitter dots, you can use any glitter dots or just a blob of glue with some glitter on it if you want. Use some dimensionals, and I'm just going to attach this to my card. I'm going to pop this up in the top sort of left section, and then I'm going to pop in a flower, which I stamped from the set using this flower, and again I'm going to pop some Wink Stella on it. So I'm just going to go around the edges of the flower again, just to catch where I've used my aqua blender to bring some colour in. I'm going to use the Wink Stella in the same places, just to add a little bit of shimmer to that. And then I'm going to stick a dimensional on the back, and I'm going to pop that on there. That's so pretty already. And then what I did, I've got a load of leaves here, but I don't think I'm going to be using them, to be honest. I cut out a load of leaves, but I'm not going to use them. And I've got another flower here, which again, you guessed it, more glitter. I'm going to add more Wink Stella to that. Onto the leaves. And then that is going to go on a dimensional because I want it to act as a stopper. And if you do have any glue that's come over or anything like that, use this opportunity to cover that up. So there's my dimensional. So then that'll help to stop my card from going any further than it's supposed to. And then for my sentiment, I've just used the 1 3/8 scallop circle and the 1 1/8 scallop circle, and I've just done the big one in Calypso Coral, the small one in Whisper White, stamped Love is a Warm Cup of Tea from the same stamp set in Mint Macaron, and I've just edged off by dipping and rolling that through the ink. Okay, so I'm just going to, because I want it to be quite deep to act as a stopper, I'm just going to pop a dimensional on the back, lay that up, and then a dimensional in the middle. You can put 2 if you want to make it higher, and then I'm just going to pop that there, and that is it. Okay, there's my card. That's really pretty. I love these 2 colours together. I wanted to use 2 colours together that I don't normally use together, so that was my plan. Those leaves can go away for something else. Yeah, so that's it. That's my card. I think I might be able to just craftily stick another little dot on there, just to add a little bit more glitter. Yeah, I did put one, yeah, I did. So I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see the glittery shimmery bits. I don't know if you can, but yeah, that's that card. So if you want to join in with the challenge blog, there is a link at the bottom of the blog where you can add your own projects. And you can see all the other design teams' entries for July, see what they came up with. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.